Hey, baby dolls. So if you're in PulseChain, you have to understand something. When Richard Hart used the Ethereum profits from the HEX ICO and he pumped up HEX and then everybody sacrificed into PulseChain, I would like you to know this, that it happened in such a short amount of time that the people who sacrificed $1 million, they didn't really treat it like $1 million, as you can see by PulseChain and PulseX's valuation dropping down. So this is something to think about now, because we can't speak to Richard Hart. We don't know what he's thinking. Will he change his strategy for this bull market? Because it doesn't take a genius to figure out. HEX has got destroyed, obliterated beyond imagination, down 98.4% still, and it's coming on its 3-year anniversary, and it needs Richard pretty much to pump it up. It needs him, right? And it needs Ethereum to go up, leverage sentiment to appear. Okay. So if everybody has the idea that he's just going to pump it up at the end and go parabolic like he did with HEX, they might be in for a rude awakening, because this is the HEX price chart now where he started pumping it up. You don't know, man. He could have looked at this chart of HEX and be like, you know what? This is actually pretty much, it's failed. It sucks. He could actually say that, friends. He'll never say that to you publicly, or me, anyone. He could say, you know what? It's down 99%. So I've got to do something different now. Now, because he's an entrepreneur and these people are just superhuman, when they have the back against the wall, they can figure out the right move. That's what makes them special. That's why you and I, we're behind the captain's call. It's like we're not doing anything else. So like, okay, we're either in or we're not. All right, we're all in. So what does he do from now on? We don't know, but he might do something different. He might decide to do something different now. He might say, well, my whole strategy idea of taking profits and then pumping up HEX and trying to time the market so that HEX recovers with the bull market didn't work. Okay, as you got to see, right? As you got to see, this is the HEX price chart. And as you can see right now, Bitcoin is a store of value and bear market hedge. Bitcoin does this. The combined HEX, by the way, this is just EHEX itself, but combined HEX is still like even lower. It's down below a cent, by the way. So combined HEX, doesn't matter how you spin it, everything's down. Okay, so there was a dilution effect. Very important. Okay, so he could be looking at this chart and he's like, all right, I've got to do something different. I have to do something different. Now, what does he do different? I don't know. I can just throw you an idea. He's going to change something, that's for sure. What's he going to change? Well, in the last cycle, he just pumped up the price. He hit a 10,000x. It could appear that in his mind, friends, he says, you know what? I can't compete with Dog with Hat and Pepe and their 10,000x and 200,000x because they just start super low. I have no competitive edge there. What he might decide to do is just slowly drag up the floor over time. Make it more consistent and slow. He might do that. He might do that. He might say, you know what? We've got to try it the other way, because I can't compete against the meme coins that just print with a $1 market cap and then say, oh, I've done a 400x return. By the way, they're not even all cheating. Dog with Hat flipped the entire ecosystem in 5 months. PulseX and HEX, and it made lots of wealth for everyone. You know what I mean? All these people out here, even though the bids are thin, but there's on exchanges and stuff. So there's a lot of things out there, friends, that, yeah, the paradigm's pretty much shifted. So that's something you have to now consider. How do we adjust for this? I don't know. It just could be expectations. It could be like, well, maybe we don't go parabolic. Maybe we don't go parabolic, friends. Maybe the floor goes up over time. I don't know. So, you know, some people out there have ideas. Well, if they had the sacrifice funds and he made money, maybe he doesn't have to deploy all of it in. Maybe in his mind, he says, well, let's not deploy all of the money in like 3 months. Let's deploy it over 3 years. And that way, you get people who are in there onboarding, and instead of like all exiting at once, it's pretty much it. So that might be what happens. We don't know. You don't know. Only he knows. I guess no expectations, but you're in for the ride. Aren't you glad you got a friend like me telling you this could be up ahead? And by the way, if that truly does happen, what's the best way to take advantage? Well, the best way to take advantage is if you're making money out in other alt seasons, other altcoins, you keep stacking the core. Okay, but it's all risk, friends. We don't know, because look, if Bitcoin has a left translated cycle, and we peak out the end of this year, and then we're having a nuclear winter for 2 years in crypto, okay, the unfortunate reality of that, yeah, what's going to happen to your floor? You're trying to grow it over 2 years. It doesn't matter, because we're always at the whim of the greater macro cycle of crypto. If everything's just sinking, it doesn't matter what your floor does. You know what I mean? It's like he's dragging it up. It's like, oh, well, I'm not going to drag it up anymore, because people just keep crushing you low. So let's see how that plays out.